I want to give you an opportunity to talk about your new book, the Guru Gap. Like I said, I was listening to your podcast coming in this morning, and you were talking about Susie Orman and this very specific advice she's giving about these policies. And as you know from the intro, that kind of rubs me the wrong way. But go ahead and talk a bit about this book. I'm really excited to see it come December, and can't wait to read it all.
Yeah, so I mean, during this podcast, this stream, we've talked about some very specific applications for IULs. One of the ones we didn't even talk about is a volatility buffer, where if you accumulate enough money in your IUL, then you can live out of your IUL in the year following a down year in the stock market, and that gives your stock market portfolio a chance to recover before you take further distributions, and that can as much as double your sustainable withdrawal rate on your stock market portfolio in retirement. That can really stretch the life of your retirement dollars and increase the likelihood you're not going to run out of money before you run out of life. The problem I have with these mainstream gurus is they're trying to paint everything with one really broad brush. They're trying to appeal to everyone. They want everyone that's listening to think, wow, Susie Orman is speaking directly to my situation. Dave Ramsey, Ramit Sethi, Clark Howard, Ken Fisher, they're all speaking directly to my situation. All I have to do is tune into their podcast, and I'll get all the information I need to have a successful retirement and wring the most efficiency out of my retirement savings. The problem is, if, for example, in my podcast that came out today, I talk about Susie Orman condemns, for example, IUL with blanket type condemnations. She doesn't consider, for example, that someone who is retired, who wants to mitigate long-term care, use it as a bond alternative, use it as a, she doesn't even know what a volatility buffer is, for crying out loud. She just knows that people call into her show and say, I put $200 a month into my IUL, and now I'm a year into it, and I don't want to do it anymore, and there's surrender charges. Therefore, should I have done this? And she says, of course not. That was a waste of your money. And so she's not even thinking about the nuanced applications that these types of programs can have. So they simply, Dave Ramsey says 100% of cash value life insurance stinks 100% of the time. Like if you have an IUL, you should surrender it immediately, no questions asked, no matter how high the surrender charge is. Clark Howard says it's a steaming hot pile of garbage. Dave Ramsey says the only people that do these are dupes, or they haven't investigated it enough. So these are clearly very unnuanced critiques of products that have highly nuanced applications. And my fear is that people who could benefit from these niche types of applications of these products are going to be sucked in by these blanket condemnations that are given by people that frankly haven't put a lot of thought into them. And so basically what I do in the book is I actually have some of my favorite chapters. I go through and I say, look, here's a guy, he's say 40 years old. Had he listened to Dave Ramsey and done everything that Dave Ramsey and Susie Orman are telling him to do, how would things turn out for him? And I show you how things turn out for him. And then I say, what if we were to avail ourselves of all of the different financial instruments that these people condemn routinely on a daily basis? How much better off could they be? I do that for someone who's in the accumulation phase of their life. I do that for someone that's in the distribution phase of their life. And the math, Mark, is just staggering.
Yes.
When you don't avail yourself of these financial tools that PhDs have vindicated over the last 4 decades with reams of academic studies, if you don't avail yourself of these financial tools, you will run out of money a lot sooner than you thought possible, and a lot sooner than you would have had you availed yourself of these other financial instruments that we're talking about. And so it's just really my best effort to advance the dialogue around sustainable retirement planning principles and to offer alternatives to what people are seeing in the mainstream media.
I talk a lot about the slot group. There's only about 400 of us in the entire country. I don't know how many financial advisors there are in this country, but it's a whole heck of a lot than 400. It's hundreds of thousands. Dave, I don't know how many people are a part of your group now. It's 100 and change.
I was just looking at it this morning. We're over 300.
Wow.
300 certified power of zero advisors. Of course, within that, we have our elite advisors who have really gotten the personal stamp for me, and those are the people that we refer out to our people that come to our website. But yeah, it's a growing group of qualified financial advisors who know how to develop a balanced, comprehensive approach to tax retirement. Frankly, there's not a lot of people out there that know how to do that. And of course, Mark, you're among the very best in the nation at it. So I commend you for that.
Good.
But it's an exciting time. to be in this industry, because we know that we're fast approaching a period in our country when tax rates have to rise and have to rise dramatically, or we go broke as a country. A lot of people lose sight of that. The recent Penn Wharton study says that if we don't get our house in order by 2040, no combination of raising taxes or reducing spending will arrest the financial collapse of our country. So we're getting into the crunch zone here, and the federal government's got to do something. And if we're not prepared to sort of, anticipate this rise in taxes by shifting money to tax-free, we're going to be caught in the crosshairs. Folks, my upcoming book, The Guru Gap, How America's Financial Gurus Are Leading You Astray and How to Get Back on Track, is now available for pre-order on Amazon. Take the opportunity to order your copy today. Also, in the next 10 years, I'm looking to put 1 million Americans on the road to the 0% tax bracket. If you would like some help implementing a balanced, comprehensive approach to tax-free retirement that shields you from the impact of higher taxes down the road, head on over to davidmcknight.com and click on the Connect with an Advisor button. I'm happy to refer you to an advisor in the Power Zero network that has been trained, vetted, and qualified personally by me. If you're a financial professional and want to learn how to become a certified Power Zero advisor, head over to powerzero.com and opt into my free video series. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to drop them into the comment section below. I'll respond to every single one of them personally. And don't forget to click like, subscribe, and the bell so you never miss a video. This is David McKnight. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.